and welcome to my video. I'm on now to do the requested video of the Advent calendar book that I made for week 2 of the Christmas Sparkle collaboration that's been hosted by Kathy and Patty. So this is the one I made last week. So we're going to go ahead and do a tutorial. I am hoping the tutorial won't be too long. So I do apologise if it does end up to be too long. I have prepped everything, so I'm hoping it won't be. In case you want the measurements of everything that I've used, if you pause the video now, take a screenshot, you should be able to get the measurements. If not, I will try and remember to put them in the description box. So I'm hoping it won't be too long. I have pre-cut everything, and I've made up most of the little boxes, so hopefully it won't be too long. Do excuse the fact that I'm in my pajamas. I'm having a PJ day today, so I excuse the fact that I'm sat here in my Winnie the Pooh dressing gown. So the first things we need to do just bear with me a moment. So the first things I'm going to do, so my mind went blank then of what I was actually going to do, is we're going to cover the bases. These are the covers. I've used packaging. So, you know, do use whatever you use, cereal boxes, grey board, whatever, to make your covers. So I'm trying to place this, the measurements, so that's what I was looking at there. The measurements for the grey boards are 7 1/8 of an inch by 9 1/8 of an inch, and you need 2 of those. So I'm going to try and cover each piece, and the way I do it is I try and centralise it as best as you can. It's not always possible. Get my tool underneath. And then all I do, get that back in position, is I run my bone folder. I'm really not quite sure what this is called. It came in the accessory packs for my Tim Holtz mat. Well, I'm not actually quite sure what he calls this, but I absolutely love this tool. But to use whatever it is that you use, but all that does, it gives you the line. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on both pieces and the spine, and then we should be able to cover the base as best as we can. I mean, you could score it, but I just find this is the easy way. I'm using black card, but obviously use whatever colours it is that you like. So I'll stick them down in a minute. All I'm doing at the moment is scoring everything. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, hold that securely down. I hope you can see, because I have a terrible habit just lately are coming away, and you can't always see the base of what I'm doing. But if you hold it in position as best as you can, and then score down it, that will give you the line as well. Just try and score too deep, because you don't want it to crack. So you could do it that way. As you see, that makes a nice line then. And all you do is fold them back over, and we'll stick them down in a minute. Put that in position. And I've just scored that. Hope everybody is okay. I didn't have a piece big enough on the grey board that I was using, the same thickness, so I'm just using the scraps of the Amazon box that I used last week, or for last week's. And again, you're just folding it over. I've cut that a little bit. The spine for the outer is 2.5 inches by 9 1/8 of an inch. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue. You don't want too much, you don't want it to ooze too much, but you want enough so it sticks. I don't like the glue oozing on black, because it does mark, even though it dries clear, it does mark. And if you squeeze the glue out like you would do when you're wallpapering, it will make sure everything is secure. And then all we're going to do is we're going to cut the corners. You need to leave them slightly bigger, because you need to be able to tuck them in. You don't want them to be exact, because it will, you know, leave a gap, which is not what you want. And then just, again, fold them over. As you can see there, the glue oozed a little bit too much there. Never mind. That's the inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. I hope the sound is coming through okay. I haven't changed my setup or anything, but I've noticed when I'm editing that the sound on the videos is going really quiet, and I don't know why. I might have to look at my settings. I don't change the sound on my phone, so I don't know why that's happening. So I do apologise if the sound isn't quite loud enough. Hope everybody has had a good week. It's been quite cold here this week, or I've been cold all week. And I did have a couple of days where I wasn't feeling brilliant, so doesn't help. that one. Do feel free to fast forward this part. Doesn't matter which ends that you put up first. I tend to do the small ends first. Not quite sure why. It's just the way that I do it. Probably would have been better on my glass mat. You can see I've put too much glue there again because it's oozing. Just wipe that. I'm using a tacky glue for this part, but use, again, whatever you feel comfortable, whether what you usually use. I think the tacky glue gives you a bit more, what gives me a bit more movement than the art glitter glue. So if you're finding that they're not sticking down quick enough, you can always weight down one side while you do the other sides. What's happened there? That wasn't in the right position. Would have been a really floppy cover if it had stuck down then, so I'm glad that didn't. And the last one. How's everybody going with their Christmas crafting? And I ended up sticking that down there without actually taking my corners off. That would have been interesting. I obviously wasn't paying too much attention then because that's actually moved. It doesn't matter. As long as it's covered, it doesn't matter. Not quite sure. I don't think this will go up to the weekend. So you will have, more than likely, the last week of the Christmas Sparkle collaboration as well. do apologise for that. And there we go. Okay. Boxes everywhere. Then what you need to do is you need to join the pieces together. Get this flat. I'll just move all these other pieces. Ooh. So that's my pile of card that's already cut. Just fallen there, but never mind. You need, hasn't stuck down now, never mind. So you do need to leave a bit of a gap. Doesn't have to be too much, but you need your cover to be able to close. And if it's too near, it won't close properly. And if it's too far away, it'll be too floppy. So, and obviously you need it to be straight. And then I drop my tape that I need. The way I join them together is black construction tape. You could do these by joining, by not covering them individually, by covering them all as a whole piece, by laying them all out on an A3 piece card and then doing it that way. Just make sure you're looking at about quarter of an inch, really, maybe a little bit less than that. You don't need too much of a gap. And that just enables that cover there to fold over. You want to put your tape, try and get it centrally. I know that's not always easy to do. I'll try and cut those straight. Okay. You won't really see that when all the layering and that's up, so using the tape just makes it that little bit stronger. And again, you want to try and get the same gap on the other side. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not in shot. Okay. Glitter everywhere. There we go. So that's how I join them together, and it will fold like that and be fine. And then you need your inserts for the black there, just to cover that up. As I say, you don't really see much of the tape by the time you've got all the layering on, etc, etc. Doing it this way. I lost one of my pieces. That's not it. And the two inner covers, and then we'll get on and then cover. I nearly missed it then, didn't I? Then cover that. We'll cover the outside, and then we'll do the internal pieces. So the prep for this does take a while. But once you've prepped it all, it's quite easy to put together. If you do get any excess glue, just try and wipe it off, especially if you're using black, because it does mark. Oh, see, the boxes are all falling everywhere, look. For this collection, and for this one, I'm using an older Prima Christmas paper pad. I only started crafting last year, so I think this was out about 2016, 2017. It is Prima with Frank Garcia Sweet Peppermint. So it's quite a traditional collection in colours. There we go. It's covered in glitter. So for the outer cover or covers, I'm using a red base. This is my first layer. Like that. And then I'm using, helps if I get it down the right way, doesn't it really? So that'll be the front. Yeah. So for the front cover, I know it looks like it's not the front cover, it's because I'm working a different way so that you can see it. I've chosen that image, and for the back I have chosen the right way round, that way. Okay, so it's quite a traditional paper that I've chosen to use for this one, but I am now going to change my glues and go on to my art glitter. I obviously do want these to stick really well. Hopefully I've nearly got the room upstairs completed, and that's where I'll be doing my filming, and my desk is bigger, so I'll have more space, so hopefully I'll stay more in shot, so do bear with me. I have to dismantle. I crafted my hallway because I don't have any spare rooms downstairs now, because our dining room is now my bedroom, has been for a few years now, since I had my hip replacement. So the only space when I started crafting, I wasn't crafting then. So the only space I had available was my hallway, where we've always had a desk anyway. So I just utilised what we've always used. So I only have a little house. Lost my way there. When you're joining up the other pieces, just try and make sure that they're all positioned. Just bear with me because I can't see up there. I've also broke my glasses. Well, I didn't break them, they just broke. And my glasses are very focals. They're only a few months old. But I did take them to the opticians, and apparently it's a manufacturing fault. So I'm having to have new ones made. So I've had to go back to my old ones, which aren't my right prescription. So I'm struggling a bit with these glasses, but they're better than nothing. So I was just feeling the paper then. This is a tonic paper, and it's woven on one side and plain on the other. And I like to make sure that I'm using the same side throughout. Realised I haven't cut a layered piece for the insides. sorry, I'm not very good at talking and crafting at the same time, so I do apologise. Make sure I put it the right way round, because that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Okay. That's a bit lower down than one I wanted, but never mind. So that'll be the cover like that. I'll do the decorations once the internal pieces have been done. So I'm going to stick these down, and then I'm going to pause it while I go off and choose pieces for the inside. Right, okay, I'm going to pause it now because I've cut those wrong as well. Just bear with me a moment. Right, I'm back. I do apologise about that. You don't actually see much of this one, but I like everything to look the same, so I still needed to do that. So the next thing you need to do is the tray that will hold, so I've got glue all over my fingers now and it drives me mad when it's like that. It's the tray that will hold the little boxes. Hopefully I've measured it right. Yeah. So I'm just going to burnish these. For this one, I'm using this green card. It's quite a strong card. If I remember rightly, it's 300 GSM. So it'll hold the little boxes quite securely. You're literally making like a tray for the little boxes, and that's it. I did realise once I was off sticking these bits down, so I got bits of glue, stick dried glue. That's the only thing with tacky glue, that's why I don't like it. Got what I was saying then. I did realise when I was off camera that I haven't actually stuck the ribbon in for the tie, so I will have to find some other way of attaching it. I'll probably attach it and then maybe put some bows or something over it, and then that way you won't really see the ends of the ribbon. It's my own fault for not paying attention. I do it quite regularly. I sort of stick down covers and get myself a little bit ahead of myself, and then forget that I haven't put the ribbon in. And obviously you don't need a ribbon, it's just that I like them to have a closure. Could use like a tab, you could do it. You could put a belly band on it, it'd be quite wide for a belly band. I'm just cutting the sides, tapering them so they sit, and I like to do them alternately because it just, I feel that it gives it more strength. It probably doesn't, but it's just the way that I like to do them. We all have our own little ways, don't we, that we like to do them, so just going to stick these down. Furnish them well, and you're sticking down the tabs, it'll help them keep them secure. The tray is 8 2/8 by 10 3/8, and you're going to score at 1 inch all the way round, and then the boxes will just sit in it, and you won't have to you know, the tray won't be bigger than the boxes. Yeah, you don't actually see that one. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't cut it. You don't actually need that one, but I've done it now, so. So I didn't think you needed that one, but never mind. So ignore those two inner ones because you don't actually need them. I would keep the red, the first layer. You just don't need the second layer because your tray is bigger. Than the second layer. Well, it's probably about the same size actually. You're not going to see much of it, if at all. So that's probably a waste of card, really. But never mind. This one. And all you need to do, which I'm going to have to pull it nearer me because I can't see, is try and centralise that as best as you can. Just bear with me a moment. Sorry about that, my daughter was going to the shop. Actually, before I stick them down, I'm just going to check because I think I may have cut those too big. So I'm going to check that before I stick them down because I can't always take that back. So you're going to need 24 little boxes. I'm just going to stick these ones in so that I can check to make sure I've got the right size and that I haven't made a mistake on that one, on those ones. So fussing around here trying to not get them the same, but it doesn't really matter because I can mix them up afterwards. The moment it's just sizing more than anything. Yeah, that's fine. It's right, I panicked then that I hadn't got the right size, but I do, so I'm all right now. Happy now. And we'll make one of the little boxes together. So while I've got them like that, I'm going to flip them out, and we're going to stick these down. I just had that horrible feeling that they were wrong. Again, I'm going to have to pull it forward so I can actually see it, so I do apologise. And you're just going to try and place it down as central as you can. And once you've got it down, give it a good burnish down because you don't want that to come off. You could use tape on that bit. Again, I'm just going to stick these in here just to get them out of my way. And then we'll move on to... I haven't put any numbers on these yet. I can't find my number stickers. I don't have enough of the ones that I used on the last one. And I thought I had some more. But I've not had chance really to look for them, so these little boxes are 2 inch by 2 inch by 1 inch deep, and we're going to make one up together, but I did make 23 of them up prior to the video. I didn't think you'd want to see me make 24 boxes. As I say, the prep is what takes so long. Once you've got it all cut out, it's not as long. Again, just get it as central as you can. Yeah, I've made the spine a little bit bigger on this one. Did that move? It's not quite straight. Because I wasn't totally happy with the way it was sitting on the last one. So for now I'm not too fussed really in the position of the boxes, because when I finish it and I can then, as you can see, I've used 2 different types of paper. I've used one of the ones that's literally, it's all banners, it's like 1 inch banners, and then I thought I'd lost one then. And that's upside down. I say they're upside down, but I say this is just to put them in there out of the way. So for the little boxes, as I say, they are 4 inch by 4 inch. No, they're 2 inch by 2 inch by 1 inch deep. You'll need 2 pieces of card that are 4 inch square, and the one for the bottom I would cut just slightly smaller than 4 inches square, just so that you've got room for the top one to go over the top. So again, I'm just cutting the corners. I think we all know how to make boxes, but just in case. Got any new crafters? I know when I started last year, I hadn't got a clue. YouTube was definitely my friend last year, before I had my channel, before I even had Instagram. And even now, I think we all do, we go looking for something. And that's fine, as long as if you are using somebody else's idea or tutorial that you credit them in your videos, people don't mind. It's how we all learn. We all learn from each other. That's what makes the crafting community such a lovely community. Because everyone has different ideas, we all do things slightly differently, and it's always good to get everyone's different ideas, isn't it? Just bear with me again. That was my daughter coming back from the shop. Particularly want to see, but she wouldn't want to be on the video, so again, like the other box, I haven't cut that one. It's a bit silly, wasn't it? You just cut up the score line. It's scored at 1 inch all the way around. I think I said that, but in case I didn't, you should, you can put anything in these, chocolate, whatever really, crafting items. If you were giving it to a non-crafty person, if you were giving it, if you were using it for a child, you could use little toys or chocolate or whatever. Trying to think what else you could put in them. Obviously you could just do 12 and not use 24, and you would just adjust your sizes accordingly, and just put 6 on either side. I'm not sure how long this video will be. Hopefully not too long. Obviously I've got to edit out all the join together the stops, so hopefully it should only be about 30 to 40 minutes. I apologise if it's any longer than that. I don't think it has been. There we go. And again, just burnish the sides down. You don't want anything to fall apart. You know, you'd like to keep it, you might not want to keep it. And then you just use, I'm using a 1-inch punch, and I just literally, if you see there on this punch, this is a Fisker one. You can get that right there and it will give you pretty much the centre. And that just gives you your thumb holes there. And if I've done them right, they should join together nicely. There we go. That's how you do the little boxes. So I'm just gonna, oh, they're all falling out. That's probably because I've made the spine bigger, but never mind. So there we go. So for the cover decoration, I do need to attach some ribbon. Which, oh, it's here. I've got this red ribbon here. This I don't know where I got this one from. It was a set. It's got green and red. It's a Christmas ribbon set. It sort of goes with what I'm making. Could use seam binding. You use whatever you want for your closure, really. I don't have any red seam binding, otherwise I'd have probably used that. I do like the seam binding for ties. As I say, they would normally, you would put them underneath there, but I didn't, so I'll have to put a bow or something on them, or a Christmas decoration or something to hide the fact of where I've put the ribbon, but that's neither here nor there really. So I'm just going to try and find the centre, or thereabouts the centre. Keep doing this, I keep putting my little, I've got using a little crafter's companion poker tool, but I keep putting it down and then forgetting, and I can't see it. It's so thin, I should go back to my bigger one. I will find something to cover that afterwards. Use Fabri-Tac to put your ties down. I like using red liner tape for the ties, and if they were under the paper it wouldn't be an issue because the papers would secure them, but obviously I wasn't paying that much of attention, so that's my mistake. So I'll try and rectify that afterwards. And I'm making a right hash of trying to cut 2 pieces of red liner tape here. So again, try and get them as in the same position as best as you can. I know it's not always easy, And then I could put, no, I don't want them there. I'll probably make some bows and put those on there because I don't want the poinsettias there. I'm not going to put any decoration on the back. This is my favourite poinsettia die. This is a Sizzix one. It is actually for their pillow box die, and I actually bought the pillow box die last year so that I could have this poinsettia die because it was the best die that I found that I liked. I've got quite a few different poinsettia ones, but I didn't really like them. This is my favourite ones. And I will probably add some diamond dust to those, but I'll do that off camera. Let's make a couple of bows. I'm just going to make a couple of bows. No, I didn't need to do that because I needed the ties. I'll do that off camera because I'm trying to hurry. I'm conscious of how long I've been. So I'll do that off camera because I don't want to be taking up too much of everyone's time. And I'll come back on when I've change that. There we go. Just going to stick some holly leaves underneath. So there we go. So I'll come back once I've done my bows. So I'll see you in a minute. So there we go. I've put a couple of bows on the one on the front and the back, and then that way it hides the fact that I've made a mistake. But if you put the ribbon underneath, then you don't have to do that. I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. All that's left for me to say is take care, stay safe, and have a good week. Bye for now.